Hi everyone, welcome to my garden for the last tour of the year. I'm going to show you the things that have changed in this end of year because they have changed, and if I found a few flowers still blooming I'm going to show you. So let's get started. First off, this is my supposedly shaded garden, and I took some Japanese aces that I had here because as you can see there's no sun, so it doesn't mind it in winter, and I've put two of them, the brightest one, just in front of my window so I can admire them during winter, and when they're gonna start putting on new leaves I'm gonna put them back in the shade. But for now I'm gonna show you a close-up on how these beautiful barks look. And nearby I have all these rose hips to admire too. How cute are they? Underneath I have some bulbs that have been added recently, so I'm waiting patiently. This one is gonna go in the front yard, and I have some tulips that are supposed to come back every year. They're the Fosteriana kind, and the variety is called Albert Heinst. I don't know how to pronounce that. And I've added these little primulas to make it nicer. That's the name. For those following the channel, I've explained that I've moved lots of things, and the video where I showed that isn't complete because there were so many things moving. So I forgot to mention that there was a viburnum that was in this place, and I moved it to here. I'm gonna show it to you because I'm too far for it to be visible. So that's my beautiful viburnum Kilimanjaro. It still has like a few leaves. And it's at like 2 meters from the tree, so it should be okay. Nearby we have this beautiful camellia budding up nicely. So this one also has been moved. It was around there and now it's here, so I'm gonna be able to enjoy it from the couch when it's in flower, and then when it has finished I'm gonna have nearer this beautiful rose Desdemona. See, it's behind, but it's supposed to grow slowly but surely, and then it's gonna be like 1.50 meters or something. I believe that since last tour all the roses have been planted, so they've been moved and planted depending on which one is which. So here is Olivia Rose. They're all from David Austin. Here I believe it's Nybevan. This one didn't move, it's Penelope Lively, and look at this. And look at this. And then we have Vanessa Bell. So this one is yellow, Nybevan is yellow, Olivia Rose is pink, pale pink. This one is deep pink. And then we have Scarborough Fair. And this one is pale pink. Then this one has been moved. It is Boscobel. It's bright pink. And this one hasn't been moved. This one is Abraham Darby. So this is Abraham Darby from the other side. And look at this. And look at this. I'm sorry for the mess and also for the noise that someone is making nearby. So this is Abraham Darby, and after that we have another yellow one. So this one is the Poet's Wife. And to continue with the pale pink, nearby we have Scepter the Isle. The tree nearby has lost all its leaves and I need to prune it back because it's getting too big. And I also wanted to tell you that while digging to plant these roses, I've encountered something horrible. It was at like 20 centimeters deep around there. I'm gonna show you a close-up of how it looks like. It's awful what people leave in the ground. They shouldn't be able to do this. It should be illegal. What do you think? So these two bushes are blueberries and they are preparing themselves for spring already. So hopefully I'll have more fruits this year. This is a new cyclamen addition to the garden, but I don't have something. Oh yeah, this one is really nice. So see, they're facing downwards, but you still have something beautiful to look at. And this hellebore is a new one too. It's called Ice and Roses Piketty. I'm gonna do a close up. This is from behind, and that's how they look. Beautiful. Nearby, although it's really cold, as you can see, we have a flowering fuchsia. Very impressive. This osteospermum is still flowering and budding up. It is really, really impressive. I'm really happy with how it does. About the things I had to move two grasses that were, I believe, in this bed, and they wouldn't have had the enough room, so I had to move them. So one is just here. So I believe the name in English is pink molar grass. It mustn't be this exactly, so the name is just here. And just behind here is the second one. It is so nice, and it's gonna be even nicer when I'll get more flowers than this, but they are pink flowers. Sorry again for the noise. And they have a four-season interest because it's not deciduous. Alongside, I've planted lots of bulbs. Can't remember exactly where is which, but as you can see, I have lots of little yellow tags everywhere. There are also new daylilies. One there, and this one has still foliage on. What is this? Yeah, for the holidays I've added lights there and lights there. I'm gonna keep them until the beginning of the year, and then they're gonna go out because I don't want to mess up with wildlife for too long, because it's not good for wildlife to have lights on during the night. It's not natural, so they're gonna get out. But for now, it's nice. I was talking and then I saw that I might have my first snowdrop here. Sorry for my hands. This is Graham Thomas, and it is still flowering on the 28th of December. this cosmos isn't completely dead. There are a few flowers here and there, so I'm leaving it for wildlife. And nearby we still have like the end of my Shasta Daisy Leucanthemum. I think it's gonna be the last one for this year. I'm quite impressed with how this lemongrass is doing with this really cold weather, and it's in a pot, it's not even in the ground. Oh, I've seen something near my fake bird. I'm gonna show you. See the fake bird? And then, do you see the strawberry? Completely insane. So I'm gonna try it, but I'm quite sure it's not gonna be good. But 28th of December. It is not bad. Going back to the rose subject, so this one was planted first, and then recently I've added the same on the other side, and it's still a David Austin, and it's called the Pilgrim. It's a pale yellow, and the photos I've seen, it's a so cute flower. I'm gonna try and insert a photo here if I can. And then behind I've planted, without a lot of hope, but a poor climbing rose I bought for like €3 at Aldi, and I think it's gonna do great because I can see some new growth is gonna start. I'm gonna show it to you. See all these red spots are new future shoots. New leaves are gonna come out from these red spots, so that's very hopeful. One thing about the Pilgrim, the first one I had, the stems weren't really thick. Only this one is quite okay. The other one are quite thin, but I have a lot of them, and as you can see, they're doing fine. Whereas this new one that I received only has 4 stems, but they are much thicker, and even though it came afterwards, look at the powerful growth it has put on already. So yeah, I think what they say at David Austin is that can't guarantee you that you'll have something like this. They count the diameters of each stem, and the total of the plant must be around a certain number. So if you have you can have less stems but thicker, or more stems and maybe a bit thinner, but in the end it's gonna be okay. Also, I didn't tell the last time, but this was something really important. I've added the first mini pond I had into the ground because it was out, and it's better for everything that lives inside, because now they benefit from the warmth of the soil, so it's going to be very nice. And recently also I've mulched most of where I have plants. You can see mulch and leaves everywhere, so it's gonna be just fine. And also, I didn't tell you very clearly in the video about the revamp, but so I have 3 dwarf fruit trees planted there. At first I had 1 pot here, 1 pot here, 1 pot there, and 1 pot there, and so now I have 3 here, and I have the 4 I was there. So the 3 and the 4th is just there. It's a cherry tree. I'm hoping it's okay. I had broken 1 stem during the process, so I'm just hoping it goes fine. But as you can see, it's preparing itself for spring, so I have some hope. Yeah, about the roses again. Last year I had planted here the David Austin climber called Strawberry Hills. It didn't produce much, but the flowers are so cute. And recently I've added just there Mary Delaney that I've seen on the video of another channel on YouTube. I really like what she does, and so she inspired me to put this one. But her balcony garden is very shady, and this is a full sun with harsh afternoon sun. But at David Austin they said if it can stand shade, it will be very thriving in full sun. So here it is. I'm gonna try to show it to you without walking on everything. So here it is, slowly waking up. I can hear the robin, but I can't see it. Where are you? Near the cherry tree, I've added another David Austin rose called Gabrielle Oak, and it is also doing fine. The color of the stem is stressing me a bit, but as you can see, it seems it's okay. So I could show you the garden in more details, but the video would be so long. I'm just gonna show you what makes some winter interest. Some barks. I have some dogwood that look really nice in winter. So when you have a full view like this, you realize that the lavender makes some winter interest. Then I have my banana tree. I want to get rid of them. I have too many. I multiplied them, and now I don't know what to do with them. But yeah, they still have the leaves on. The lemon tree also, and this beautiful escallonia. This is something really nice, a really nice bush. I'm gonna add the variety name here. It's either Pink Ellie or Apple Blossom, but I think it's Pink Ellie. So that's one thing. The lemongrass, I wouldn't have count on it, but it's still here. In the back end of the garden, there's the strawberry tree, just there. There's this plant, I'm gonna put the name on the screen. And then the nice box. So here we have a dogwood with variegated leaves, and during the winter it's this dark red, really nice. And you have the other one that I moved to the back. This one has like light green, yellow leaves, and then it has some bright red stems. If you leave the flower heads on the hydrangeas you have, you still have some winter interest. And then I have this shrub that's starting to lose all its leaves, and I realize also the new stems on it are like fiery, like orangey red. It's really nice to be able to look at it from the house. So for the moment I only remember the Latin name, so it's a Ceanothus, and this one is the pale pink called Mary Simon. And you can see all the colors in the stems. And of course you can't talk about winter interest without talking about camellias. So in this part of the garden I have 3 that I try to save from being years in pots, and this one is the one doing the best. of the three, because I prefer the one I showed you first with pink blooms. So we'll see how they go and which color they bloom, because I forgot which one is white, which one is pale pink, and we'll see what to do with them. But for winter interest, as you can see, I believe the English name for this is honesty. So this one also is still here, and the smaller one here is still doing okay. So, and even the plants like this, it's a kind of viburnum which hasn't got anything on it, but I'm gonna show you a photo of how my garden looked in, well, in the nice season, but in 2017, and there was nothing in it. And now, also adding an arch, things like this, adding a pond, well, the pond is good for wildlife, but it's also something to make some interest in the garden, even in the depth of winter. This heliotrope is fighting as much as it can. Not sure it's gonna do it, but I'm giving it hope and energy and mulching the base. Oh, I forgot to talk about it, but these two shrubs were moved also in the recent time. This one wasn't looking nice, but I just realized it has bounced back. So this is a Buddleia, a dwarf variety with purple flowers, so it's gonna be nice. I wasn't sure where to place it, so this might not be the last place for it, but at least it's still living. And here we have a penstemon, and this one is still flowering. So there's not a lot to see, but this is just to show you that my serviceberry Amelanchier is still alive, putting on new growth. Sorry, it doesn't want it to focus. So we'll see how it goes for the first season in the ground. And I had this tree at a swap event. This is a silk tree called Albizia in French and Latin, I guess. This obviously won't be able to live in my garden, but I thought I could at least try for a few years in pots. As I said, penstemons are still flowering, just tiny flowers, but still. And here we have what I think is paper whites daffodils, and they've been flowering for weeks. And just nearby we have a rose called Jean de la Fontaine, and it's about to flower. I have an echinacea that is still flowering. Look at this color, even when the flower is spent. Gorgeous. This is a rose I have in a pot with a very long stem, and today twice I've seen a very small bird wandering around. There might be some insects in there, so I couldn't I didn't have my camera with me, so I couldn't zoom in to see which bird it was, but I was happy to see that. This is the side yard, so we have the Abelia here that I moved from the front. Here we have Geoff Hamilton that was moved from the first bed I showed you. Here I have an elderberry that wasn't doing good in the ground, and it seems to be happy in this pot. putting on new growth everywhere, so we'll see if it's gonna do better. I moved some raspberries, one there, one there. Here I have a Scabiosa blooming. The birds love to mess with my mulch, so every time I have to put it back. I'm quite sure it's some blackbird, they love to do this. So here is the rose that I didn't find the courage to take out, because in the end of the season the flowers really look nice, so we'll see. I didn't tackle the task of taking out some honeysuckle from here, but I've moved some peonies, one here and one there somewhere. Nearby I have some rose cuttings, and 3 of the 4 are doing okay, and just nearby we have a hellebore flowering just underneath Lady of Shalott that still have a rose on. I'm gonna show you. So yeah, it's time for the flickering lights, and here we have Lady of Shalott and a new one coming. 28th of December. Isabelle Autissier rose stopped flowering, but Jazz Festival, as you can see, isn't completely asleep. Here we have a beauty of a crab apple in winter. This also is a very nice winter interest plant. It's a 4-season interest because it's beautiful in spring, it's beautiful in autumn, and then it has green leaves during summer. So here you have some of my Christmas decorations. This is a poor Christmas tree I got for free in a shop, so I'm just trying to save it because it looks sad, but maybe there's something to do about it. It was really dry. Now the soil is okay, so we'll see. This is a kind of jasmine, and it still has a kind of autumny feel that I quite enjoy when we are waiting for the foliage of this one. Remember I told you about the thing I found in the ground? This is it. And this is very heavy. It is so heavy I can't even put it in the car, so I don't know what to do with it. I tried with a friend to break it and it doesn't work. So if you have any ideas, I'm taking just a little tip for you. You don't have to buy moss. As you can see, you can walk in the street and find moss. This is in my garden, but I've seen some in the streets too. So you just have to gently take them out like this, and then you just put it on the top of your bulb plant inside, and it makes for a very nice display. So this one is gonna go back. Wow, I'm amazed. I was closing the window and then look what I saw. These are broken branches of a gardenia that I planted about a year ago, I think. And look at this one. It's about to flower. Wow. Just for info, this is the mother plant. It's called Claims Hardy. And just as a reminder, at 5:30, that's what the weather looks like today. This is gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching what has changed and the promise of a nice spring and a few Christmas lights. So see you in the next video.